There are no workshop topics.
Technology,
Yes.
9 to 12.
Okay.
Well, this,
I'll give you the.
whatever
Okay,
was
well,
left over, but.
Okay.
So I think there are lots of things that we can bring you. And, you know, you need to be able to weigh the pros and cons. And Ms. Weichel, you know, the thing that nobody dares say is the thing you let out and then you swallow. The 2 magnets at Palm Harbor.
Yes.
You know, that IB program was licensed at Countryside. The building facility was licensed.
I was going to bring it out, but I didn't want to get anybody in trouble.
We're not going to get in trouble. I mean, you know.
No. I mean,
It's the elephant on the table.
You can
know,
decide
I mean-
if that's an avenue you'd like to
discussed
go
it a
down.
couple of years ago and
Right.
got shut down real fast.
Right, well, it's, you know, maybe it's time now.
It is time.
If you're
You know?
excluding
Past time.
people that live in that community, I think it's time to revisit all
Right.
kinds of things.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
Okay, so and maybe in leadership we can decide to have one more workshop just on this.
Okay.
But do we
That
end
sounds
it?
great.
We're not doing anything this next school year?
Well, you can decide that at the workshop if you'd like.
Well, after you bring
I'm
us some more
not-
information.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing that.
I think that would be a possibility that you could decide when you bring
You
these
know,
some
I have a bad taste in my mouth about hurrying and doing things. I mean, I don't mean that there's not a sense of urgency, but we saw with the middle school 7-period day, you know, when things are not well thought through and implemented well, we have problems.
Can we, what is,
Go.
okay. What are we doing now with this issue? I want to have a clarity in my mind. So
Yeah.
how are we moving forward?
What timeline would you like to work with, Dr. Jansen? You know,
I think we could have something for them by December.
on the 15th.
You
We
you've
would-
obviously listened to everything we've said.
Right.
Right.
And you would bring us
Some suggestions.
suggestions
Yes.
on everything that you've heard today so that we can decide then how we move forward. Or we can give you a nod on how to move forward. Okay,
Right.
all right.
Yeah.
And that's December.
I lied.
No, you
Speak
didn't.
up. Speak up.
Just because, and you know, I have a high respect for you. Just because you haven't thought it out doesn't mean the staff hasn't,
Oh, I
or
know
that
that.
the parents haven't, or you know that. So I think we need to take responsibility to look at it and look at the numbers and the data and stuff
Right.
so we can act on it. So we're not
Yeah.
disagreeing.
No, I'm not disagreeing.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, there is urgency that we do need to move forward,
Okay.
but we
Got
need
it.
to be intentional about it, and we
Right.
need to make sure that we're
Absolutely.
doing something. For instance, 2 years ago, was it, when we had the opportunity to eliminate the grandfathering, the busing? We didn't. We didn't, because
Yeah.
people had, you know, they just refused to think about long-term effects. And 1 year later, we had to throw everybody into a tizzy again because we, instead of doing it when we could have done it and done it well the first time, you know,
It's a knee-jerk reaction.
yeah,
But we
so,
think about some of them.
yeah.
One last thing before we move on. Does anybody else have anything?
Go ahead.
Can you just give me, if we were to implement something in terms of just working on the fundamental, what would be a timeline for that? I just need to have something in my mind. So
We
I
could
have-
give you
comes
the
back.
options of trying to do it next year or waiting a year. We could
Okay.
tell you what it would take to do it
Okay.
and how it would impact other things, and we can bring you
Great.
things to pick from. Would that work?
Yes.
And that would have to happen pretty quickly, because if the application period starts January 9th, now, it's not unprecedented, because in the last 2 years, you did the first responders, and you did the new program at Tarpon. Anything possible. So
understand, but-
we can bring that to you. Something would have to be presented to you in December at some point.
How long do you continue to abuse staff and everything else go in the
Yeah.
process of doing that?
Yes.
Well,
That
that's,
needs to be taken into
Yeah.
It
consideration,
might be
too.
an exciting thing for them.
It could be,
Give
but
them a
not,
lift.
but not if you bring it to us on the 15th and it goes into effect January 9th.
No.
May I say this? I think that if they say they can bring us something the 15th, we should wait and see what they bring us. And I
I'm
think they
anxious to
should
see
know
what-
about their staff and what it's taking. It might be exciting, and I think I think we
Okay,
should
what
be
you missed
for
my
that.
point was, they bring something exciting and we say, yes, wow, that's great. And then to turn around and have it ready for January 9th when open
Christmas
enrollment
and-
starts and there's a vacation
When
in
they bring it, we
between.
might decide we don't want to do it,
First of all,
Carol.
the 15th
Okay,
is
I
only a
want to
workshop.
see it on the 15th. I'm just saying, to put it forth on the 9th, I think is expecting a lot of our staff. For us to say, yes, the 15th is good, this is what we want to see, move forward, and have it ready on the 9th of January.
Well, let's see it
That's all I'm
first.
saying.
Let's see it.
On top of that, the 15th is a workshop. There's no meeting till January to vote on anything till, you know,
True,
so.
true. Did you have something else you wanted to say? Okay. All right, well, we are, Linda, I'm sorry.
I know I've thrown Lakewood High School out, and really, any names that have, Dunedin was put out there, there has to be input from the people at the school. We're talking about
Right.
decentralized decision-making, so I just wanted to throw that in, that we and I are not going to say it should be in a certain school. It may have sounded that way, but until you get the input and all the data, I'd be very reluctant for you to even take what I said.
Thank you. Okay. Well, we're yes, I know what I said. Don't listen to me, right? Carol.
Everything.
Before you get too mad at me, give me the phone number.
We are about 25 minutes behind right now, so let's take 10 minutes if we
Okay.
can. It was good to start discussion. I appreciate everybody being respectful of each other and listening. It's good. This is the first time we've really talked about anything.
We don't get any working time with you.
This is,
Neola took our whole life, all year. It did. I said, we've never
I mean,
had
I don't remember the last time I've heard anybody's opinions on anything, you know? Well, some.
New opinion.
Oh, my goodness. As opposed to old ones.
As opposed to old ones. Oh,
I think that,
Mary Brown asked me for some information.
oh, okay.
oh, you got it?
Yes, they do.
Oh, bless your heart.
Okay, this is how many students with disabilities
Yeah.
we have.